I am on a mission to translate a very commonly used word in the therapy world into the general public world with as few sentences as possible. And that word in the general therapy world is regulated. So if any of my viewers are really immersed in the therapy world, you've likely heard the term regulated. You might even know what it means. Regulated and its opposite, dysregulated, spelled DYS. So this is really easy for me to work with my clients and explain to my clients, because by the time I'm really explaining this word and talking about it, I know on their behalf what happens within their body when they are regulated and dysregulated. But for non-clients, I'm really like family and friends. I've been struggling to explain this in terms that family and friends, my husband included, understand. And every time I have a new way that I think I can explain it, my husband's like, yeah, try again. That one still doesn't make sense. So here's one I have right now. This may end up being a video series on just regulated. And please, I don't think I've ever said this before. Please comment below if this makes sense to you. So one easy way is, if you remember from a different video, Dan Siegel's hand model of the brain, this is your neocortex and your adaptive child, first consciousness, reflexive brain. This would be dysregulated. And this is your neocortex. This is what I call your connected adult self. This is when you are in this brain state, you are open and available for connection. And this would be regulated. So that's one easy way. Another way is when triggered. If you are triggered or activated, you are dysregulated. So when you're not triggered or activated, you are likely regulated. What I came up with last week, I was watching a therapy webinar by Bonnie Badenoch, and I've mentioned her in one other video. And it came to me, I honestly don't remember what she said that made me get it. I just want to give her the credit. So I did credit what friend is due. That regulated is when your heart is beating at its optimal state. So not too fast and not too slow. Not too heightened, not too what I would call shut down. That is regulated as well. It's under, that was actually the one I came downstairs telling Gabe, I think I have it this time. When your heart is beating at its most optimal rhythm. And he does not think that that's the best new description. Just let me put that out there to bias you a little bit. I think this is a really helpful one. He did not. So the thing is, there are many people in the world, in my office and in the world, that look very obvious when they are dysregulated. Yelling, screaming, gesticulating, moving their hands around. That's obvious. And when I think I might be one of those, I don't yell and scream a lot, but I do talk with my hands and I get really riled up. So even this, I'm getting really riled up and I'm excited. I'm not yelling. This could be dysregulated. So for someone like that, regulated is when it's not calm. So that's part of my issue. I never use the word calm for regulated, and I will explain why. So it's more that I'm breathing more regularly and on tempo. Well, hopefully it's clear that right now, I am in a different brain state than when I'm like this and all excitable. Those are the easy ones to tell. Here's why I don't use calm and why it's harder to tell in 2 sentences. Because there are many people out in the world, or my office as well, but out in the world, where they're dysregulated is a resignation. A check out. Oh, I just can't do this anymore. That can be during a fight. I can't. I don't have this in me anymore. I can't do this anymore. It could be totally just checking out with video games or checking out playing on your phone. I do have a couple that I see, and the husband, he checks out by playing video games. And we've tapped into, yes, some people play video games just to have fun and enjoy them. And so I'm not pathologizing all video gaming. He, though, has been able to get in touch with many, not all, many times that he's playing video games. It's basically he's tapping into himself when he was 5 years old. Video games was how he could escape from his, his mom wasn't yelling and screaming and stuff, but she was just on him a lot, even at 5. And so video games was where he could go down the basement, plays video games in peace, and like just check out from the whole world. So he knows, not all the time, that sometimes when he's playing video games today, there's a mental checkout happening. Again, not all the time. I'm not apologizing. So if he's doing a mental checkout, he's not regulated. And it may look very calm. Certainly doesn't look like this. It may look very calm. It could even look very focused. It's still not regulated. And so people like him are why it can be challenging for me to explain to the general public what regulated looks like, because someone could look regulated and they're not. They're really in a state of mental checkout, or for lack of a better term, like emotionally walled off. I mean, my husband's, we've even talked about some people that we know, and I often say to him, if I don't know someone well enough, even my close friends, I'm not their therapist, there's things that I really don't know, and I will say to him, do we not know that? We don't know that person well enough, so I don't know if what I'm seeing is like they're the most regulated person I've ever met on the planet, which is not likely, or if they are like checking out and emotionally more shut down or walled off. Like things don't seem to get to them, and it's because there's this like glass wall in front of them and they're not letting stuff in. So again, the whole purpose of this video was, did I stumble upon a really good description of what regulated versus dysregulated means? And my definition at this time is when your heart is beating at its most optimal rhythm or state. When your heart is beating at its most optimal rhythm, that is regulated. And please, unlike any other video that I've ever asked, comment below if you think I'm onto something with this description, or if I need to keep trying because it still doesn't make any sense. And as I've also been saying, please like this video so that it gets circulated more with the algorithm, and subscribe so that more people get this information. And I'll see you next time.